Good morning, Faith Community. It's Pastor Cam back again with another passage of the day. And before I go into the passage, I just want to give you some background. Today's passage is from Exodus chapter 34, verse 5 and 6, where God is showing, giving Moses the Ten Commandments. But not only is he giving him the Ten Commandments, he wants to tell Moses who he is. There's a popular song right now, a popular Christian worship song called Good, Good Father, originally written by Pat Barrett, or published by Pat Barrett, made popular by Chris Tomlin. And it starts out with the lines, "I've heard many stories of what they think you're like." And I think that's what God was trying to address with Moses. Moses would have heard many stories about what God what God was like over the years. He learned a little bit about God from his experience in the burning bush. He learned a little bit about God from his Israelite mother. He learned about God's from Egypt, but he also learned about God as he led his people out of Egypt. There's many times he would have had experience with God. He had experience with God, praying to God and leading his people through the wilderness, past through the Red Sea. Many different places, different experiences about God, but God wanted to set the record straight. He wanted to let Moses know exactly who he was. So God said, "Hey, stand here. I'm going to pass before you, and I'm going to tell you what my name is." And this is what God said to Moses. "The Lord descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. The Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness." See, we as Christians have told stories through our lives, through what we say, through what we do, through what we protest for and what we protest against, of what we think God is like. We're constantly telling stories about what we think God is like. The media is constantly telling stories about what they think God is like. Everywhere, people hear stories about what we think God is like. As a pastor, weekly, I'm sharing messages, or in these little 5-minute videos, I'm sharing messages about what I think God is like. And sometimes we don't do a good job. We don't do God justice. Today I want to present to you who God says he is. And he says he is the Lord, a God who is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. That's who God is. That's the God that he wants you to know. Thank you, and God bless.